Welcome to this week's edition of Whether or Not. We have a very full slate for you today with stories on road salts and frost quakes. Kristy has your forecast, and Andy has a feature on the new exec board of Campus Weather Service. All that and more, Whether or Not starts right now. Welcome to this week's edition of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Brandon Sawyer.
And I'm your forecaster, Kristy Steward.
Well, Kristy, it looks like we had a shot of cold this past week. Any chance it's going to warm up?
We did, and we will be seeing lots of sunshine coming this weekend, so we will be seeing a warm up, and just how much will warm up, I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I guess maybe some of that snow might melt away this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
But first, we'll start off with nature in the news. As the world warms, snow cover has been diminishing. From the Alps to the Rockies, the dwindling snowpack is having a profound effect on ecosystems, disrupting the advantages of such northern species as lynx, wolverines, and snowshoe hares. This story really hits home for me, as the lynx was considered the state animal of my home state, Minnesota, growing up as a kid. According to Jim Robbins from Yale Environment 360, the impacts of diminishing snow cover on ecosystems, animals, and plants can be highly disruptive. Animals like the lynx will have a harder time pursuing prey. Creatures whose coats or coloration turn white in winter are more exposed to predators. And finally, diminished snowmelt reduces flow into streams and rivers, ultimately harming aquatic life and sources of water for humans. Daniel Fagre of the USGS states that people in urban areas don't think about the fact that water could come from 1,000 miles away. The fundamentals are clear. We, and many animals, depend on snow.
A new island has been found off the coast of Georgia. Little Blackbeard Island, the new 100-acre barrier island, was created when Hurricane Irma pummeled the coast of Georgia back in the middle of September of last year. Irma's storm surge shifted Blackbeard Creek's channel and carved out this new island from part of Blackbeard Island. It's actually not uncommon for new barrier islands to be carved out of existing ones, but not all new islands survive. Little Blackbeard Island could eventually become part of the Sapelo Island, which is just across the creek, as movement continues with Little Blackbeard Island.
As I'm sure you all know, the past few weeks of winter have been rough on commuters, schools, and the elderly, but the longer-term impact could be on local waterways. Millions of pounds of road salt are used to make roadways safer, and that salt has to go somewhere. According to Frank Coomer of Daily News Philadelphia, as the snow and ice begin to thaw, the salt will begin a migration that will eventually end in the Delaware River. Studies in recent years have shown rising salinity in many American waterways. Scientists say changing the water chemistry not only poses a threat to aquatic life, but can also pose a potential health risk to humans who drink the water. Tests by the Philadelphia Water Department show tap water contains sodium concentrations of, on average, between 24 and 45 parts per million. 15 million people get their drinking water from the Delaware River, and of those 15 million, 1.5 million are Philadelphians.
We're all familiar with earthquakes, but have you heard of frost quakes? Residents in Indiana have become quite familiar with them over the last couple of days. Frost quakes are a rare weather phenomenon that occur when temperatures fall to cold extremes and the ground encounters a deep freeze in a literal cold snap. This causes the water underground to freeze and expand, which leads to the soil and rock cracking. These cracks create booms and shaking similar to an earthquake. Many residents in Indiana have reported loud booms and vibrations sounding like gunshots or exploding gas lines. Fortunately, frost quakes rarely cause any damages or injuries. Welcome everybody, I'm your forecaster, Kristy Steward. Well, we started off this week with some snowy conditions, but we will see quite the contrast this weekend. We'll be seeing nice sunny conditions and we'll be looking at a warm up. For your Friday, a look across the eastern half of the United States. not any active weather happening. There is a high pressure system that is down to our south over Alabama, which will help bring us these nice sunny conditions that we'll be seeing on Friday. And then on Saturday, that high pressure system moves a little bit to the east and it will be over Georgia, but we will still have those nice sunny skies out there. And we'll be looking at a warm up. We'll be about 10 degrees above average. So really a great weekend to be outside and enjoy some winter activities and a little bit more warmer conditions. And then if we look over to Kansas here, there's a low pressure system that will be developing. And then on Sunday, that low pressure system will be deepening even further and eventually traveling to the northeast, being just north of us on Tuesday. And as this low pressure system will make its trek to the northeast, this cold front that is associated with it will also be pushing northeast and will come across the Pennsylvania Commonwealth on Monday. So we could be seeing some rain showers for your Monday to start off the work week, but on Sunday we'll just be seeing an increase in cloud cover with some partly cloudy skies. So for your Friday, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Lots of sunshine out there though, a nice way to end the work week. And then on Friday night, we'll be cooling down to the mid to upper 20s. A little bit more cloud cover out there overnight, but on Saturday, once again, mostly sunny out there and much warmer. We'll be about 10 degrees above average. We'll be sitting in the mid 40s, a gorgeous day to get outside and do some activities. And then Sunday, look at that, even warmer. We will be flirting with 50 degrees. Although we will be seeing some more cloud cover in there, it's still a really great day to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. And then on Monday, to start off your work week, we will be seeing some rain showers, but I'll have more details on that in just a few moments. First, let's hear from Andy, who has a feature for us on the Campus Weather Service new executive board.
The Penn State Campus Weather Service is the nation's oldest and largest student-led weather forecasting and communications organization. It's been around since 1972, and throughout those many years, many leaders have worked their way through the ranks. So what does it take to lead an organization like this? I spoke to the new executive board of the Campus Weather Service about what it takes to lead and what they have in store for the remainder of this year. I began by speaking to Jake Rowe, the president of the Campus Weather Service, about some of his tasks and what he has to do on a daily basis.
So as president of Campus Weather Service, I take on the role that most presidents do, and that I'm the chief executive that oversees all the operations that occur in Campus Weather Service. So whether that is trying to organize the Ken Reeves Memorial Weather Briefing, which is just a weekly weather briefing that allows students and faculty alike to come together and discuss weekly weather happenings, that all falls on me to try to get a diverse range of speakers in from our faculty, from local companies, the National Weather Service, you name it. But also when it comes to the organization as a whole, I try to maintain good relations with our clients.
With great power comes great responsibility. So I asked Jake what motivated him to run for president of Campus Weather Service.
So I ran for president because I wanted to be more actively involved within the club. The club had done a lot for me, and I felt it was time for me to give back to the club rather than just participating in shifts. I wanted to really be at the helm of some of the organization and really try to make the club a better place throughout the year for it to grow, for more people to join. And really, I just want to serve the club in general. We got elected to this position to serve for everyone, so that's part of my mission as a person, is just to do what I can to give back.
I also got to speak to the new vice president of the Campus Weather Service, Rob Johnson, about some of what he gets to do and what he looks to improve as he goes through his term as vice president this year.
So as vice president, I'm in charge of a mixed bag of things, a hodgepodge of things, if you will, and some of that includes social media. So I'm really looking to improve our social media efforts and expand upon what the previous exec board has done. So really expand our reach and also continue to be effective in our communication as well. Not just have a whole bunch of jargon, but to really have things that will impact people's lives when they see these tweets and Facebook posts. I also hope to partner with different organizations so that way our forecast and communication skills can get out there and then impact the broader community.
Mr. Rowe and Mr. Johnson both have very similar reasons for running for an executive board position, focusing on giving back to an organization that has given them so much.
So this club has given me a lot over the years. I've gotten a lot of opportunities, even as a freshman, as I mentioned, and I got to do several professional broadcasts and live broadcasts, even during some of the worst weather events that really impact people. And for a club that's given me so much and has helped me learn and grow and expand, I want to give back and I want to serve the community, because that's why we're here, to serve. We're not here just because we can have a title or boost up a resume, but so that way we can really serve the community, and then to also help lead the next group that comes in, because the best leaders raise up new leaders. So I want to raise up some freshmen as well.
As you can see, the new Campus Weather Service Executive Board looks forward to giving back as much as possible to the organization that gave them so much. And they will do this throughout the remainder of their term in the 2018 calendar year. For Weather or Not, I'm Andy Moffitt.
Hello everybody, I'm back with your extended forecast and more details on those rain showers that we will be seeing on Monday that I had mentioned earlier in the show. But first I want to recap this gorgeous weekend that we have in store for us. On Friday, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. And then warming up even further on Saturday to temperatures in the mid 40s. On Saturday, that's about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. But wait, we get even warmer on Sunday. We'll be flirting with 50 degrees. That's 15 degrees above average for this time of year. And being from the south, I'm not complaining about some warm winter weather. I will definitely be outside enjoying this winter warmth as well as you should, especially since there's really no excuse not to get outside and enjoy these warm conditions with that sunshine that we will be seeing Friday and Saturday. But if you notice, on Sunday, we will be seeing some cloudier conditions making its way into the region, and that's because of that low that I mentioned will be making its way to our northeast on Monday and Tuesday. And associated with that low will be a cold front that will sweep across the Commonwealth on Monday. So we will be seeing some rain showers as that cold front is passing through. And we could be seeing a few snow flurries mixed in with these rain showers in the overnight and evening hours on Monday, but I'm not expecting it to really turn into a full snow event with a whole bunch of accumulation. I think we'll be mostly seeing a rain event for your Monday. But after that front passes, we will be seeing a dip in our temperatures for the middle of the week. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s, which is still above the average of 34 degrees for this time of year. So I'm not complaining, but then temperatures will be on the rebound to around 40 degrees on your Friday. And if you're worried about this gloomy start to our week, don't worry, because the sunshine makes a return on your Friday.
Well, Kristy, looks like we'll finally be getting out of that cold snap, and it might be a good weekend to enjoy some outdoor activities.
Yeah, it looks like it, and I'm not a big fan of snow, so I'm just happy that we won't be having any big snow systems making their way through the region this week.
Well, and speaking of snow, earlier in the show we asked you, according to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, how much road salt was used during last winter? Was it A, 260,000 tons, B, 405,000 tons, C, 575,000 tons, or D, 680,000 tons? If you said C, you are correct. PennDOT is responsible for maintaining over 94,000 miles of roadway, including bridges and multi-lane highways.
And in addition to the salt, the agency used over 530,000 tons of anti-skid material during the winter months. At around $60 per ton, PennDOT has spent almost $32 million on salt last winter. But I'd say it's a small price to pay to keep motorists out there safe.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure glad that I chose to go to school in Pennsylvania rather than Minnesota, because I saw way too much road salt growing up as a kid.
I'm sure Minnesota uses a lot more road salt than we do here in Pennsylvania.
Yes, they do. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I've been your host, Brandon Sawyer.
And I've been your forecaster, Kristy Steward.
Thank you for watching, and have a great night.